The Modi government recently announced a new national policy of education. Essentially, they replaced a 34-year-old policy of education with the NEP of 2020. It was passed by the cabinet, and in this video we break down some of the highlights of the national education policy, what it means for school students as well as college students. Let's focus first on the implications for school students. One of the biggest changes that have been brought about is the structural change. We've always had an education system which has a structure of 10 plus 2. Now that's completely revamped to 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4. I'll explain that breakdown for you in just a bit. But let's also keep in mind here that it doesn't change the number of years of education. Essentially, what the structural change means is that what we considered as a play school before, it's now been brought on board as part of the education system, as part of the learning experience of a child. So that is the first stage. The first stage, where I said is 5 years, that's the foundation stage. So in this, the first 3 years are kindergarten, play school, where there's going to be, of course, a lot of focus on creative learning, on ensuring that basic skills of the child are honed. Now, after that, essentially, is class 1 and class 2, what we've seen. Even here, there's going to be a lot more creative classrooms. That's going to be the focus. And it's about education in a way that a child enjoys schooling. So having said that also, remember that these 5 years, the teaching will be in the regional language or mother tongue. And after that, it will continue in English. The message here that the government wants to send is that at a young age, they want children to be able to also imbibe language skills and learn their mother tongue or regional language. Now that is the first stage, the foundation stage, which has 5 years. Then you have the preparatory stage. Now in this, it's 3 years of classes, which is all about honing skills. As you get set for middle school, if schools will in fact be encouraged to hone a child's analytical thinking, to ensure that it's not just about creative classrooms, but also a lot more of practical classrooms as well. Now the next 3 years, that's classes 6 to 8, that is the middle school. And here it is going to be a lot more subjects. You'll see mathematics, science, all of that being focused on, but it is also going to be very experimental. The message is that children are going to have not just books to read from, but also be able to experiment with the learnings that they get from, let's say, science or any other subject. Secondly, there's going to be a huge thrust on vocational training, something that's missing from our education system right now and has been perhaps one of the biggest criticisms of our education system. So vocational training is going to get a lot more focus. Another aspect to keep in mind is from class 6 now, there will be internships that are opened up for students. And finally, you have the secondary stage. This is essentially the last stage of schooling, what we refer to now as classes 9 to 12. Again, the focus is going to be on critical thinking. An important step that's been taken is that your major streams of science, arts, commerce, that's been taken out. Students will have the liberty to choose any subject that they are interested in. Another important announcement is that there will be exams in class 3, 5 and 8. So you will have classes every few years, not annually, not every single year. So in class 3, class 5 and class 8, there will be exams for students. I'm sure this is great news for most of the students who are watching this video, but also there will be some sort of assessment in the other years. It's not going to be as simple as no exams, you definitely go to the next grade. There is still going to be an assessment, but this assessment is tweaked. It's not about writing exams and passing it. It's going to be about your analytical skills, your critical thinking and also conceptual clarity. So it's going to be a lot more hands-on, and it'll be assessment based on these skills that will decide whether you move on to the next grade. Another point that I briefly touched upon is that there's no distinction in commerce, science and arts. This has always been a problem for many students. They're forced at one point in their schooling to choose one particular stream, to choose between science, commerce and arts. That will no longer be the case. Students will have the freedom to pick and choose subjects of their choice. Say, for example, they want to be in the science stream but want to also learn commerce, they can pick that subject. It's not going to be a defined stream that they have to choose from. Now, another point is with regards to board exams in class 10 and class 12. I'm sorry to break it to you, they haven't gotten rid of the board examinations. But having said that, there isn't going to be as much focus as there is on it now. We all know that right now, the way board exams are portrayed, it's almost do or die. It states that, it pretty much establishes your future. that's not going to be the case. It's going to be a lot more practical. It's not just going to be about reading up on a textbook and then writing out those lines, but also about learning skills and testing those skills. So the board examination, the concept of it is going to change, and they're going to ensure that it's a lot more holistic learning wise. Now, there is also a committee that's been set up. This is the Higher Education Commission of India. It's referred to as the HECI. It's been set up to monitor everything to do with higher education. This, of course, excludes 2 points. That's medical and legal education. So the HECI will not deal with these 2 aspects alone. Besides that, everything to do with higher education, this commission will be responsible for. Now, as far as report cards go, most of our report cards have marks for science, commerce, arts, whichever subject you studied, and that's about it. Now, the report cards is going to have a 360-degree view on the child's learning. Now, scholarships for students in different strata has also been mentioned in the NEP. So what this means is that there is going to be some sort of financial help or scholarships for students who have done well and who belong to the SC/ST community. Now, another highlight, and this is also very important, is the inclusion of children with special needs. Very often, currently, our education system ignores or perhaps lacks the facilities needed for children with special needs. So that is something that's going to be addressed. The National Education Policy has said that there are going to be attempts to ensure that children with special needs can have regular schooling and follow pretty much the same pattern as other students as well. So that is something that they're going to be working on. Those are some of the highlights of the National Education Policy for school students. So it's clear, as far as the points that I've mentioned are concerned, all of this will help a child in having a lot more of a holistic view on education. It's not going to be just about, learning from the books. It's going to be about practical learning, and that's something that will really help at this particular generation at this particular time.